Hello! I'm going to run through Bloodborne, the video game, or at least the beginning part, to give you guys some tips. Only doing this for the homies that are new to Bloodborne, because this game will fuck you every which way, specifically on the right here. This guy will come swinging out, always and forever. One-shot him. There's always two people up here. There's always going to be a group down here on the left. I always kill them so I don't get ganked by the people up here. Oh, I got hit. A lot of the enemies drop blood vials, so this area that you spawn in first, I go back here a lot just to grind for blood vials so I don't have to waste too much money buying blood vials later on. There's always a guy right here. He's a lot more difficult than the enemies I just killed. I mean, not for me. But for you guys, he'll be tough, but he drops a lot of blood vials and he should give you a decent amount of blood when you're running through here for the first time. 400. Oh yeah, you can open this gate from this side, so just in case if you want to kill those guys for some extra blood or maybe some extra vials. Up there, I believe there's an item that you can grab right here, and you can usually communicate. Whenever you see this red lantern, you can usually communicate with the people on the door. No response. I know why. There's going to be a guy up here on the right side sitting down. He drops ammo. A lot of the riflemen drop ammo, almost always. I believe it's always, but you know, I don't want to pay attention to it. There's a guy that's hiding on the right here. Dead. There's a guy hiding on the right here. Nice. I usually don't plan for this to happen. This does. That large group over there, this is where I'll teach you how to use pebbles. Essentially, when you walk onto somebody and you scroll through your quick item menu, which is down here, and you'll usually press X to choose which item you want to be in the quick item menu. You press down on the D-pad to choose between them. You'll get your pebbles if you have any. If not, probably try to buy some or find some. Throwing your pebble will alert that singular person. I pretty much just alerted a lot of people that I'm here, but this is how you'd go about it one by one. That way you don't get overwhelmed. Or if you have the threaded cane, you can fight multiple enemies at once easier. Or, you know, if you're high level, this kind of thing. So, you just pebble them each one by one. I'm not doing it so I can save time for the video. Some dickhead shooting at me. Should be an enemy up here on the left. Oh, watch out for the dogs when you fight them. They're very irritating, even in late game. They're very, very quick, and they do a lot of lunging attacks, so I usually dodge to the side. When you're playing through here, there'll be an item on the other side of the gate. Don't worry, I'll come back to that later. It's good to pick up as many items here as possible. Though you don't have to worry about him later. This is a very good grinding spot. This is how I grinded for like my first 40 levels. I just kept running through Central Yharnam. killing everything over and over again. Because when you die and you respawn, all the enemies come back. Or if you just go back to the Hunter's Dream, they all come back. There's a big-ass guy with iron bar. He'll be pretty difficult for you guys. Pretty easy to run through, though. You should be able to parry them, which, if you don't know how to parry yet, when they're in their attack animation, you shoot them with your gun, and they'll be staggered, and if you're close to them, you can press R1. You should hear a sound cue if it happens. This gate will not be open for you. That is only open for me. That's what I mean about dogs being annoying, they're very quick. To use quick items, you press square. Time to use my ultimate weapon. Fucker. Can't hit me. Anyways. There are 2 dogs that spawn down here. There's a 3rd one that comes with them. I believe there's 2 guys that I just killed, and then there's 1 guy with a gun that's shooting at me the entire time. Over here is the werewolves. Going past the statues will make them notice you instantly, but eventually they will notice you for being close. The closest thing you can do is throw a pebble. I got both of their attention. Come on. Fuck it. I'll just kill them. Oh yes, huge tip. Attacking enemies in Bloodborne, after you recently took damage, it actually gives you your health back, so the game rewards you for playing aggressive. Now, down there is where you fight a boss called the Cleric Beast after killing it, and it is going to be a difficult boss fight, so I recommend you do what I'm about to do first. After killing it, you get a weapon called the Kirk Hammer. It is a short sword that turns into a huge fucking hammer. Not only is it super fun, it is really good for early game. While I'm coming down here into the sewers is where you get your first set of armor, but I'll talk about what weapons you should choose from very first. You should choose from in my opinion, the axe and the gun. The blunderbuss is better for people that can't parry as easily. But if you're not going to go for parries and you just want to keep them away, I recommend choosing the gun, and it also does more damage. Other than that, the axe is probably the strongest melee weapon you can choose from. It's kind of ridiculous, and it's still used in late game. Especially if you're just going for a strength build, it's super easy to build around. Other than that, saw cleaver is very good. And the threaded cane, I recommend only using if you've played Soulsborne games before. Otherwise, it'll just be kind of very, very weak. I used it just because it's good at fighting multiple enemies at once, so it's super good at going through Yharnam. Well, shit. There's an item that's right on that guy's body. You're supposed to land on the bridge part like this. I'm very terrible at this balance thing. There'll be an item right here. Oh yeah, you press R2 in the air and it'll do damage to people like that. There's a guy that's always hiding on the left. Oh, these guys are super tough and they have a lot of range. So be very careful when trying to fight them in a ranged battle, because they will always outrange you. Anyways, you'll get your first set of armor right here from this guy. There's no really safe way down here. I usually just try to land on the beams, but this guy's armor will help you fight the boss that was upstairs. Anyways, if you go down here, back down here, you should find another ladder. You may have to kill a couple rats, but the ladder will be on the left side, right there. And then you go up the ladders that are all the way in the back over there. And that's if you want to go fight to get your first new weapon. But the first actual boss that is mandatory to beat in the game is called Father Gascoigne. I won't go into any lore, because who the hell cares about that other than me. But he's an ex-hunter, and Spoiler alert, he has a transformation phase where he becomes a werewolf. You'll go down here. Honestly, you can run past all these enemies because they're really weak, or if you want to just get blood, kill them all. But down here is the really threatening enemy, the pig that I despise for gameplay reasons. He definitely will not be that easy, and that belly flop move that he just did on me will one-shot you. So, play very, 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 very carefully when fighting pigs. They one-shot you at late game too. If you're on the right level track. Or if you're like me, where you grinded a ton of levels, it won't matter. Anyways, climb up this ladder. There should be enemies on the right, but big dum-dum here does that. Alright, cocksucker. Anyways, big guys always drop blood vials. Occasionally they'll drop something called blood shards. He killed all the enemies on the bridge, by the way. You can probably track back here. So, going through here should lead you to a shortcut. I forgot you guys were there. Anyways, you go through here, and it should lead you to the first boss fight. Father Gascoigne. Do a bit of exploration. When you walk past that doorway, you'll start the boss fight instantly. There will be a cutscene. Once you do enough damage to him, you will turn him into a werewolf. That's going to be his transformation phase. He becomes a lot more aggressive. But you can go up here during the boss fight and grab an item from her to complete a side quest that involves Father Gascoigne's family. But before you do that, I recommend doing something else. It'll be a little difficult, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I've been to this part of the game. But if you go across this bridge, it should lead you to a shortcut from the left side of where you first spawned once you get that torch. This elevator should lead to an area with two giants. I like to call them Tweedledees and Tweedledums. The guys with the sacks on their heads are just called executioners to my knowledge. Come through here, you got two big boys to fight, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Anyways, after you kill them, you go up over here. There will be some enemies to fight, like this guy. Go up all these stairs, and you should be able to open this gate now from this side. So, with that said, that is how you do with Father Gascoigne. Now, for the Cleric Beast, I will show you everything that's up ahead with him very quickly. I will be right back. Alright, now that we're back here on the bridge, there are a couple of small enemies up here. They should be hiding in the left and right side, I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. You could go down in here to open up some secrets. There should be some enemies. There's another one right behind here. Downstairs, there should be some items as well as a guy on a minigun. Yes, you heard me correctly. There's a minigun in Bloodborne. And it is funny as hell to fight. Die. Dies. Oh, I don't think he has this one again. Well, I guess this old man's broke. Put him out of his misery since he's broke. Like me. Some lore here. As well as, I believe there's an item in here, but I've forgotten it. Oh yeah. From that, spot earlier, you could open this door. I'm not sure which direction it opens from. And then you'll just head back up these stairs. Anyways, I had to do something. Come back out here. The only enemies that should be up here now are just Big Boy and his groups of ravens. Remember the pebble trick so you don't get jumped by the ravens. The ravens are extremely, extremely weak, but it's good not to get hit by them if you're in a group fight. And I missed because I'm very good at video games. And then you can kill them all. They should die, and very weak shot. So, the rules of Bloodborne generally go as such, where after you see a boss for the first time, you will be granted a currency called Insight. In the top right corner where there's an eyeball, you will be granted 1 Insight. This is currency that you can spend to buy items, or you can use it to play multiplayer. You need to spend 1 Insight to summon somebody to your world. If you don't find anybody, or if you cancel it before anybody joins that's on your team, it will give you back that Insight. After you kill a boss, you usually get 2 or 3 Insight in base game. Tips for fighting the Cleric Beast. Honestly, hit him from behind mostly, as best as you can. He's a pretty difficult boss for the beginning of the game. I died to him quite a bit, my friend died to him quite a bit. He had an easier time with the axe. Other than that, when he's covered in blood after he screamed, that is him enraged. All of his attacks, I believe, are faster and do more damage. And watch out for his grab. He opens his arms very wide and he'll grab you, and it should kill you in 1 hit. If I remember correctly. It has been a very long time since I fought the first bosses of the game. Other than that, I believe that wraps everything up. After you jump down the sewer, you're safe. You go up the ladder. You can go up this other ladder that I missed. I was wrong. You gotta get up there. I was not wrong. Anyways, right here is where you'd find Father Gascoigne's family. Right here is where his family would be. If you didn't make bad choices like I did. That should be all that I have for you. Do you have any questions? Ask me in the comments below. If you need any help, ask for my PlayStation Network, and I'd be happy to help. Ciao.